Okay. Hello, ladies who are watching us. I don't know if Marina is coming, but Alessia, she's having her flight to London, as you remember, probably. So, wishing you a safe flight, Alessia, but I hope that you have already landed by the time you watch this recording. Okay, 1 second. Let me screen share and we will get started. And we start with a revision slash bonding activity, I would say. And if you watched the first input, you should be familiar with this activity. Do you remember this one? It's called I Felt That. Okay, are you familiar with this emotions wheel? Have you seen it before?
No.
No, yes.
Yes.
No? Okay,
I've
okay.
seen
Such one.
Okay, okay, amazing. So the idea is as simple as it is. This wheel represents all the emotions, maybe almost all the emotions. I cannot say for sure if these are all the emotions that we can experience, but I suppose, well, there are a lot of emotions, starting from the basic ones: fear, anger, sadness, surprise, love, joy, and like moving to making it wider. So as circles go wider, more emotions are added to each level, so to say. What is your task? Your task is to pick 3 emotions from this wheel, random emotions, okay? Do not give it too much thought. Just pick them randomly from any circle, from any level, okay? Just pick them and type them on your sticky note over here. Find your beautiful icon picture and type them. That's it. Okay. You're all on Miro, right? Do you need a link?
Yeah, could you send a link? Please?
Yes, 1 second.
That thing starts again.
Another second, sorry. Here. It's in our chat in Zoom. Cool. While you're choosing the emotions, I'm gonna... Yeah?
We can't move them here, so we just need to type.
Yeah, you just need to
Okay.
type. Yeah, you can't move them and you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Right. While you're choosing the emotions, I'm gonna send you a private message here in Zoom. And there will be some phrases. For you, check the phrases, okay? Do not reveal them, though. Just check them. Keep them secret. Okay. Sorry, takes time. I'm on it. You will get 3 phrases. Again, do not reveal them. Keep them secret. Just check them out. Okay. Can you see the messages, the secret messages in Zoom?
Where are they?
I'll check now.
Yes, in our chat in Zoom. Okay. You should all get your secret message.
I got it.
Got it? Got it? Check the phrases? Okay, cool.
Oh.
What do we do next? I suppose that you're ready with your emotions. Yes, amazing. So the next step for us is to share a story, ladies. When you have experienced all of these emotions at once, can be a story from your life, you know, anything at all. But the idea is that you felt all of this. For example, here are my 3 emotions: nervous, enthusiastic, and touched. And I think the last time I felt nervous, enthusiastic, and touched was when, let me think. Okay, when I gave a talk, I think I gave an example of a conference, but let me come up with a different example. Okay, maybe it was when I went on a hike 2 weeks ago, and that was my first serious hike, to be honest. I've never, oh no, it wasn't my first, but still, like here in this area, it was the first. And I felt nervous because I thought, like, what if there are more experienced people, you know, and I would be such a rookie with no skills and with no orientation skills whatsoever. So I definitely felt nervous, but at the same time, of course, I was enthusiastic because that was my goal for this summer, you know, actually to spend a lot of time in nature and in the mountains. And by the end of the hike, I felt so touched because it was just 2 days, but we managed to build this bond and connection with the guys. And you feel, you know, when you sleep in one tent, you sort of find common ground with people, very literally and metaphorically. Okay, so this is my story. You just share a story, basically, but you also have your secret phrases, right?
Mhm.
Can you guess what do you do with your secret phrases?
Implement them in our stories.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. You have to insert them in your stories and use them. I do not know how, but you have to try it. Okay. This is what you do. Any questions?
Yeah, I've got one. And do we need to use these emotions? Like to say, I was frustrated because, or if we say something, it should be obvious from the context.
It can be obvious from the context, not necessary, of course. Yeah. But check the emotions. Oh, 1 second. Let me screen share one more time and let's check the emotions that you have chosen, if you're familiar with all of them. Eager, awestruck, or a beautiful one. Do you ladies know this one? What does it mean?
It's like amazed, shocked.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Shocked, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm. Well, relieved, we know. Disappointed, confused, frustrated. Alina, why?
It's been a tough week. And it's just, I was like, yeah,
Okay.
these are the words. These are the
These are
words.
the words. Okay, well, then you will have a chance to vent.
Yeah.
Karen, shocked and regretful. Okay, despair. What is despair, ladies?
When you have no hope left.
Okay, shameful and attracted. Okay, also Julia. Not the most positive emotions, but
I don't know.
okay, let it be. Evgenia, do you have your emotions
I
somewhere?
can tell you, yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Enthusiastic, hopeful, caring. I'm still
Okay, beautiful.
struggling with Miro working on my screen here, but I'm with you. Okay.
Okay,
So
don't
do we do
worry.
it orally or in
You
writing?
do it in the breakout rooms. Now I'm sending you
Ah,
the breakout rooms
okay.
and you are sharing your stories. Okay. I just wanted to check the emotions that you have chosen.
Okay.
Let's go. We have 2 breakout rooms. There are 3 people in one. Evgenia, Julia, and Tatiana, you work together, and Alina and Christina, you work together. Okay. Ladies, I won't set the timer because I don't want you to feel constrained. Okay. I will check the breakout rooms and I'll see when you're ready. I'll bring you back. Deal?
Mhm.
Cool. Let's go.
I see. Mhm. Fine. Fine. Yeah, sign up later. Okay. So then I need a moment to think them over. Again, yeah, the phrases. Maybe if one of you is ready with the phrases now, we can exchange. Так.
Have you lost your phrases? Or
No, I haven't. No, I
We're
haven't.
just trying to come up with something.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a moment to think. Do not, you are not in a hurry, so don't worry. Okay.
Yeah, I also need some time to think them over.
Just kind of not heartbroken, but just, overwhelmed, I would say. So this week made me mull over a lot of stuff, and I had to contemplate a lot and analyze and try to calm down. So in general, I would say that it was so confusing a week. I could not.
Okay.
I mean, naturally, it's naturally, yeah, adding these words is no one could ever tell that there is something wrong with that. So yes, I just try to, the way I'm trying to deal with that is just try to remind myself that everything is temporary. I even have a ring which has, these numbers from 1 to 12. And the idea of this ring is that everything is temporary, something that, makes you worried this day may not be as, essential or as bad in future. So just trying to find this light at the end of the tunnel. Doesn't always shine that bright, but we're getting there, I guess. So Christina, I guess you could have understand what the words are, right? Because me
Yeah.
putting in the text.
Yeah. Tantamount to torture, yeah. Mull over,
Yeah.
contemplate, yeah, and so
Yes,
oh,
that's true. That's true. So
Some-
confusing a week. That was it. Yeah.
well, I'm looking at my words, Karen, shocked and regretful. It's a real challenge to put them in one story, but I actually have something in mind. Well, like I'm a very caring person, and when I started like when I entered the university, I tried to find common ground with my group mates and everyone. And there was this girl who like she seemed like okay and well-rounded and interesting, but I felt that something was off. And
After watching this cartoon, because everything that the plot was resolving about, really resonated with me. And I also it also reminded me of my childhood, of some moments when I experienced some perplexed or complex emotions, and I really needed support from my parents. And this is shown in such a brilliant way in this cartoon. That it's just you cannot but find it. So you cannot but like it. And I was also relieved that when I was relieved that my child didn't wake up while we were watching this cartoon, because it happened at night. So I can say that it was I have one phrase left. It was so wonderful an experience, to watch something that is so thought-provoking, and something that can give you food for thought. And it was also helpful for me as a parent, because now maybe I will spend more time researching the topic of emotions and developing my kids' emotional intelligence. So that was quite handy for me and useful. So I've used everything. That was my story. A little bit chaotic, but I did my best.
That's good. Nice. Mhm.
Beautiful story. Have you
Yeah.
ladies noticed the phrases that Tatiana used?
By the way, I really recommend you watching this cartoon.
We were talking
I'm,
about Inside Out.
I'm planning on
yeah.
watching the
Mhm.
second part. We watched the first one. We are lagging behind a little bit. So everyone has already watched it, but
No, I first
it's never
watched
too
the
late.
second, and yesterday I actually watched the first.
Yeah?
also. Yes,
Oh.
because I realized that I never watched the first part.
Oh, yeah, it's never too late anyway, so
Yeah,
I
it's a
think
good
that
one.
it was worth it.
Definitely, definitely. It has a lot of beautiful metaphors in terms of language if you watch it in English. Like this bottled
With husband, I had to
emotions.
watch it in Russian,
Oh,
unfortunately.
right. But yeah, I think you can bump into some videos like or reels when
Mhm.
people like explain that like bottled emotions and some other things, which is yeah, beautiful. Have you noticed, ladies, the phrases that Tatiana used?
While
What-
Tatiana was speaking, I could hear them. Yeah. Now, if you ask me what were they, I thought, oh, that one is well a well-known phrase now for our group. But now, if you ask me, well, which phrases were there, I can't tell you. Okay, that's a shame.
Yeah, I just remember the words.
Tell me about active listening without telling. I'll go first. Yeah, I suppose. I definitely heard one structure that you should be familiar with.
Which is?
So something that was the structure. Yeah. Okay, Tatiana, reveal your phrases.
Yeah, my phrases were to leap to something.
Very nice, you know. And now I'm starting to realize that, well, probably I should quit being nice. Yeah. And with these people, it's very difficult for me to confront them and just, I decided just to give up, yeah,
Mhm.
on that relationship altogether. That's it. But there was some situation that kind of brought it to this
Mhm.
crunch, I would say, yeah. And yeah.
I see. Yeah, sometimes the exit strategy is the best one because why would you try to, build this bridge when someone is trying to burn the bridges on the other end, right? So it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies, have you finished?
Yeah.
Listen
Yeah.
actively. You see, you have a
With
guest,
this-
an invited guest. Marina is here. Hi, Marina.
Hello, I'm sorry. Don't we start at 11:30?
No, 11, always.
Oh my God, I just confused the time. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Ladies,
Okay.
can I ask you to bring Marina up to speed? And Marina is gonna share her story, okay? Because ladies in another breakout room are still finishing. So Christina and
Alright.
Alina will tell you what we are doing. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Marine, are you on the board?
I'm opening it right now.
Okay.
More about my working process because I believe that that is the topic which can include all the phrases which I've got to use while I'm talking to you. Well, I am in charge of the academic department of the language school. So doing my job, I have to be not maybe like a role model because it's just not very modest to say that, but I have to be the person who might demonstrate the right kind of behavior, the right kind of attitude to work and the right way to look at the things, yeah, to judge something. So I have to be enthusiastic when I talk to people, when I do my job. So because even though we might not be communicating at the moment, but still we look at each other and we see how we work. But there can be some really complicated issues that I have to look into. And sometimes, of course, that's natural not to be willing to deal with them. And that makes me want to crawl under a rock, yeah, hide, disappear. But then I know that I need to take some time, maybe an hour. Sometimes an hour is enough. Sometimes just you need to slip over with it, with the issue, and then the next day you've got a decision. You know how it might work. And then all of the situations I've been through, all of the working situations I've been through, they make me feel hopeful about the future, yeah, and that any cases can be solved. Also, if the person is in charge of any company, is in charge of any group of people, and they have to be able to speak their mind, to persuade people to do something, to make people understand some some points, yeah. And that is the these are the cases when you have to toot your own horn. Yeah, maybe when I see that phrase, it reminds me of someone being selfish or of someone being too self-centered. But if I talk about my work still,
Together for quite a quite a long time, because yeah, usually I mean peacefulness is not about our job pretty much. I mean, because it's quite stressful and yeah, well, and still I suppose you can feel peace and at peace completely when you have no duties, like maybe when on holiday. And I suppose I can talk about like my first years with my boyfriend. It was the time we didn't study at university. So it was more than 10 years ago. And yeah, I suppose that's what I felt pretty much every day, because we cared about each other fondly. And yeah, because it was this moment of the first love. And yeah, and I was quite satisfied every day and peaceful, because I felt like, I mean, there were no dangers in life, there were no challenges. So it was just this happy time when you enjoy every day. You wake up, you hug and lie around, and then you make breakfast together, then you go for a walk. Yeah. Yes. But okay, everything has to end one day.
No, Marina. Why? Why would you do this?
I mean, well, yeah, we're still together, and yeah, and it's still good. It's just that now I have work, he has work, we have things to do around the house. Now, I mean, in hindsight, I think about our the way we did our chores, and I don't remember me doing much. But now I'm like, I mean, every day you have to do something like cleaning, washing, dusting, I mean, whatever, like to keep this all the flat falling apart, to keep it together somehow, to mend it here there. But I don't remember worrying about that. Maybe I just did it like effortlessly, just, okay, washing up, no problem. But after a long working day, then you're like, oh no. And then there is this argument, who's going to do the washing up? And here it goes. Yeah. And when you step on that path, there's no way back, girls. So just worrying against start arguing with someone, because once you start, it's just a rabbit hole. That's my sad story. Yeah.
Okay.
I think yes, I've said everything I could possibly say.
Yeah, you know, just at the beginning of relationship, it feels nice to be caring and to do housework, I
Oh.
guess. Yeah. But then after 10 years, that's already not that nice.
They probably
yeah, I
slip
could-
under your radar, sorry to interrupt, and you don't even notice that you do it. Like you're like all romantic and everything, and then you start noticing these little things, and they drive you up the wall. And you're like,
Yes,
okay, that's
it's
the reality.
true. And it seems to me now that before, when we just started dating, he did more. It was like maybe he
Use it much. So that.
But still, it is there.
Yeah. So in more formal context, you said that probably politicians
In books, yeah.
can use it.
Which
Yeah.
phrase? Which phrase are you discussing?
So this pattern, so plus adjective, and
Right.
Plus a noun.
yeah.
Well, singular.
Well.
Yeah, it's singular noun.
At least we are familiar with this.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't necessarily mean that we should use it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But
You know, ladies, that's what I tell my students, because if I work with someone and we are doing some C1 course, they sometimes teenagers might start telling, well, why do I have to deal with all these complicated matters?
They're
This
not used.
grammar, no one uses this grammar. I think you all have been through
Of
this.
course.
Now I tell what Daria told us. At least you have got acquainted with that. At least you have used it. At least you are now a more competent language user because you know just 1 point more than the others. Yes. And the next lesson is another point. Well, yeah, because sometimes people might try to get rid of some complicated matters. Okay.
Yeah. And it's well, I don't know. I think it's like, totally wrong to get rid of complicated things just because they are
Mhm.
complicated. I mean, have you finished?
No, I'm
No,
just.
Julia
Okay.
hasn't spoken yet.
Julia, please share your story. You have like
Yeah,
2 minutes
okay,
and I'll bring you back.
Yeah, so I will try to be quick. So, and the last time I was in despair, it was happened last year. And when I behaved inappropriately towards one of my students, but the headmaster and other teachers or people involved in the situation didn't leap to conclusions. So first, they listened to all the sides so involved. And it was so shameful a situation that I ended up with having a depression and feeling undervalued. So I spent 2 months on sick leave. And I decided, actually, after I had worked for a particular school for 18 years, I decided to quit and to apply for another job in a different educational establishment, which I can't say I was very attracted to at that moment. So, and now I am working in a different place. I have changed my career, not completely. So I have a new challenge and I like it. That's it. Try to be
That sounds
So
really
despair.
motivating.
motivating.
Yeah, that sounds motivating because it's not easy to change the place which you are.
Yeah.
Hello. Thank you, ladies. That was heartwarming. Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. Thank you for being able to open up to share your stories. That was amazing. Do you think you managed to to listen actively? Listen. What did I say? Active listenly. Yes, this is what I said. Amazing. To listen actively.
She's Englishing today.
English is English, definitely. You see the topic of our lesson today. It's people in yes, and English is English, and right. So active listening, yay or nay?
At least we practiced it.
It was easier today.
It was
Yeah.
easier
time,
today,
at
yeah,
least to
because
me. Yeah.
because the task was slightly different. Plus, we tried it already, so you are already familiar with the whole procedure, right? Okay, you had the chance to vent, right?
Ah,
Now
I
it's
was
my
like, why are the girls silent? Because it was active listening.
yes,
Why are
probably
they listening to
apparently, I
me?
don't know. But maybe it was, yes, they were trying to catch everything that you were talking about.
Supposedly.
Right. Okay, ladies, you had the chance to vent. Now it's my turn. I'm gonna tell you a little something. Something that I worry about, let's put it this way. And I want you to listen, just to listen and maybe to jot down some phrases that pique your interest. All right. So get ready with your notebooks. No need to put it on Miro anywhere, just your notebook. Okay.
Mhm.
That can be any phrases, maybe phrases that you are already familiar with and you just find them interesting, or maybe some new phrases that you've never heard before, but I doubt it. So yeah, just listen. Ready? Steady? Okay. Here we go. There is this feeling that I get at the end of a workday after interacting with people in meetings, talking with students as a teacher, and chit-chatting with colleagues on social media that can best be described as spent. I get home and I'm all kinds of exhausted mentally and physically. And I want to call a friend or go out for a dinner, but I can only muster the energy to turn on a stupid TV show and shut my mind off completely. So I think managing the social interactions in the workplace can be a lot of emotional labor. More than just pretending to be happy, it often involves the effort to suppress these inappropriate feelings and try to align my emotional state with the job expectations. So it's no wonder that I don't feel like peopling at the end of the day. And I have a cat, Musha, waiting for me. And if you live with other humans, like a partner or kids, especially, dealing with a drained social battery is all the more challenging. In fact, engaging with more people, even people you love dearly, at home can feel like a straight up work. And these interactions may be described as the second shift, I suppose, that often involves an entirely new set of dynamics and boundaries to negotiate. That's my story. That's me venting about peopling. So what is peopling?
Interaction,
Socializing.
everyday interaction, socializing. Yeah.
Socializing, interactions. Yeah. Do you like the term?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not me.
That's very descriptive.
But very descriptive. Yeah, I do agree with that. Okay. Are there any phrases that you want to share?
Mhm.
Okay, Evgenia.
Master the energy. Did I hear it correctly?
Yeah. Can you repeat the first verb?
Master, no?
Yeah, like
It's
this
the-
one.
Mhm.
Third,
The emotional labor.
emotional labor. Love it. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, align emotional state with
Yeah.
Align with the job expectations. Yeah. that was-
Align my
align a
emotional
bit,
state
yeah.
with the
Mhm.
job expectations. Exactly.
Suppress
my mind
feelings.
Suppressed.
Suppressed
Mhm.
emotions. Yes. And Alina, what did you say?
Shut my mind off.
Shut my mind
Mhm.
off. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. Not the most positive phrases again, but very descriptive, I would say. Okay. Do you ever feel this way? The way I described?
Sure.
True.
That's typical for all teachers.
Yeah, that's why we are discussing that today. Okay, can you please go to mirror?
Mhm.
I have a meme here prepared for you. I think this is me, not every day, but sometimes at the end of the day, this is literally me. And there are the phrases that I used. I also love this one, all kinds of plus adjective. Yeah, I said I feel all kinds of exhausted, all
Mhm.
kinds of tired. I checked whether it can be used with something positive, like all kinds of happy, and I couldn't find any examples. So it is more frequent with like a negative adjective, so to say. Yeah, muster the energy, like to produce or encourage this energy, to shut my mind off. You mentioned this one, emotional labor. It was mentioned, suppress inappropriate feelings, align your state with the job expectations, drain social battery. Yeah. Another interesting structure is all the more plus an adjective. Yeah. All the more challenging, all the more exhausting, all the more, which is, it can be used like even more something or all the more something. And then a straight up work. Straight up meaning like real. It feels like a real work. Communicating with people at the end of the day feels like a straight up work to do. Right? Okay. I have prepared a set of questions for you to discuss. Can I ask you to discuss those and try and use maybe some of the phrases that you've heard me using before? Okay. Do you see the questions? They are on the pink sticky notes.
Yeah, I see them.
Okay, let's start the discussion. I'm putting you in the breakout rooms, and this time you will be working in pairs, okay? And this time you will have a timer for 10 minutes. Okay, I need the third room. Thank you very much. Okay. Sorry, another second. And now we are ready. Let's go.
As you
He's-
see him.
Well, yeah, even before the class, to be honest, I'm like, I have nothing to give you, boy. Yeah, because
He's a
he's
student, right?
yeah, it's a student.
Mhm.
He's elementary. I mean, he
Mhm.
thought he was pre-intermediate, but he's not. And and okay, it's just this type of a student who he like combines everything that's really hard to work with in himself. Like first he has a really bad memory. He never remembers what you say to him. He repeats the same mistakes over and over again, and he never learns, no matter how many times. Okay, maybe it can, well, he can manage to remember something finally, but it takes quite a long time for him. And then he always like he tries to say something more difficult than he is able to say, always. And like when you say to him something, like for example, don't try to speak about things you cannot really describe, like say something about something simpler. He's like, oh yes, okay, I understand. And then he does the same thing. So he does not understand, but he says he understands. And so he cheats on you all the time. I don't know, maybe he also cheats on himself. Maybe he thinks he understands. And also he's very nervous, and from time to time he has breakdowns that he doesn't understand some word. And so it's like
Very often I'm very drained because I like you give your energy to many people, yeah, and people are different, and you like I don't know if it works for you, but I kind of soak up the emotions, and like if they show up in a bad mood, it kind of rubs off on me as well, yeah. And at the end of the day, yeah, I just don't feel like talking at all.
Mhm.
And I'm sometimes really happy that my husband feels the same way very often. Because he also like has to communicate with people a lot at work, that we can just, you know, keep in silence, sit and just not talking at all. Yeah.
Okay, and none of you minds this, yeah? You both don't mind being in silence because you understand that, well, you've been talking for a long time.
Yeah.
That's been really a straight up work. So okay. Energy suckers, personal energy suckers. Well, Christina, you've mentioned people being emotionally unstable or emotionally negative, and still they get into the classroom, and you have to be there dealing with their emotions. I think you've seen the memes online about the teachers, English teachers becoming psychologists.
Of course, that's just I very often catch myself thinking that I need to charge way more because I'm a psychologist, and like therapists are very, you know, like it is expensive, yeah, to
Yeah, that sounds.
All the more challenging with some new groups, but mostly ESP courses, which I have to work on. So, and you know, with business probably, so there are more, how to say, with business English, it's easier, yeah, I think, because there are so many articles. I mean, so business English is linked to real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I have technical English.
Ooh, like with this one.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, let's move on. So, which is the second one?
Yep.
Wait.
I wonder what these inappropriate feelings are. What's the interpretation of inappropriate? What is inappropriate?
So, Alena, can you please read the question?
Yeah, sure. So the
can't
question
see.
is,
Yeah. So for
do you ever have to suppress inappropriate feelings when teaching?
You know what is considered inappropriate in the
Yeah,
classroom?
I
Like,
would say
whenever
yeah.
you are sad, you are not supposed to be sad in the classroom. Well,
Aw.
I do not agree with that, but you know, the boss. So I suppose this kind of emotions, like depressed, sad, like no.
Anything but happy. It's
Innocent
just-
but happy, yes, yeah. You are
Mhm.
supposed to be happy and all enlightened.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we do, right? It's
Mhm.
just an extra part of our job, right? Because I know when I send this Zoom link and when there is a person joining the link, I have to turn on my, English persona, right? Who is smiling and trying to inspire everyone because the energy translates even online, right? Because I remember I had just one class, it was a group class, and that was the only time when I couldn't suppress my emotions because I was crying really bad just like a second before that, and I just couldn't pull myself together. And my girls could feel that. They could feel that I'm a different person. And I was trying, like, yeah, but I mean, this quote from the movie, like the eyes, Chico, they never lie. So it's something that you can try to fake it till they make it, but it doesn't always work. So some people, if they're great with, if they excel in emotional intelligence, they could say for sure that something is off. So it depends, but I was trying to do my best. So when you have this drained social battery, that's the thing which I try to work on. I know that if it is like the fifth or the fourth
ones react when you don't feel like peopling at the end of the day. Sometimes it happens to me that I don't want to interact a lot at the end of the day, but it happens for many different reasons and sometimes for no reason at all. So yeah, it's very woman-like, I suppose. Sometimes, yeah,
yes.
this
Uh-huh.
mood swings. And yeah, I think that I'm still struggling with establishing these healthy boundaries, setting these boundaries again, because yeah, you should be able to explain why you feel like that to different kinds of people, because yeah, I'm surrounded by different kinds of people, my husband, my family members, and etc., and they are all completely different, and some of them
Mhm.
may get what I mean when I say that I don't feel like interacting a lot, but some really try to I don't know, to find a reason for that. Yeah, even if I say that there is no particular reason for me not wanting to socialize, to
Sometimes when I say no to a meeting or to going out, that is only the first part, yeah. And the second part, then I start reflecting. Why did I do that? Why did I say no? Maybe I should have done it differently. Maybe I should have found some energy to go somewhere, to enjoy a new place, to talk to other people apart from work, and so on. Just sometimes it feels like I'm wasting the opportunities to become more social, because of course I have to spend a lot of time working, and it becomes all the more not all the more complicated, but it becomes a long-lasting matter. Yeah, like it's not just, it doesn't finish this very evening when I decided not to go out. Okay. But I guess that lots of people face the same things. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you loved ones react when you don't feel like peopling at the end of the day? Have you managed to establish some Healthy boundaries. All right. How about, Christina, how about your healthy boundaries? You have mentioned that sometimes you choose to be on your own, to spend the time on your own to restore.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I think as for my friends, they know that I'm a very, low maintenance friend. Like, I don't need to spend a lot of time with them. And I really hope that I know that they understand, they know it, that I'm driving my energy from inside here. And it's really important for me. My relatives sometimes get a bit offended. Well, when me and my husband, we decide to spend time like together, not going anywhere. And they sometimes, yeah, they feel that we don't have that much time together, but sometimes we really need this time. Yeah, just outside there.
That's a good question, right? Because it can be quite hard, especially if the first thing I do in the morning is checking something like social media, right? It can be quite hard to avoid comparison, peer pressure, FOMO, this whole negative pack, negative self-talk, and all this kind of stuff. So just maybe a day without using something, which is unlikely scenario, but all right, whatever. Maybe that's something that will help me feel better. Just nature. And for me, like when I'm calm, like mentally, right? When I just know that everything
Yeah, I see that the topic resonated with you on many different levels. And you're like, yes, let's talk it through. Okay, let me just a second. Let me screen share a couple of phrases that I noticed. That this constant comparison to others often exacerbates our guilt about resting. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So exacerbated guilt. What is exacerbate?
makes something bad even worse.
Yeah, make something bad even worse. Exactly. Some people, I do agree with that. Some people really get under your skin trying to find the core reason of your sadness. They're like, what's wrong? But like, what's wrong? And you like nothing is wrong. Just your social battery is uh, drained. You are drained. That's the reason. Right. The energy translates even online, Alina said. And we are supposed to be brimming with enthusiasm during the lessons. But I think that we need to weed this belief out. Do you agree with that? Weed it out. Plant. Yeah. Yeah, Christina mentioned that she tends to soak up students' emotions and they rub off on her. And I think we are all guilty here. I really love this like phrase, idea. I have nothing left to give. This is actually a cool, not to say excuse, but this reframing strategy when you have a negative belief and you like in order to get rid of it, you don't need to get rid of it, you need to reframe it. So it's when you say, for example, I'm bored, or I am I don't know, what could be the negative belief? I mean,
They usually use it for imposter syndrome. For example, I know nothing, but you can say I'm on my way, I'm still learning, and I can do this.
exactly. Yeah, but for this one, exactly, what could be the negative belief? I have nothing left to give.
Exhausted, maybe.
Yeah, I'm exhausted, or I am antisocial, but it's
Worn
not
out.
that. Yeah, I'm not worn out. I have nothing left to give. So that's a good reframe. Yeah, and the others were from your discussion Let's get back to these phrases later. Okay, now the question is, what do we do with all that? How to deal with that? Let's try and brainstorm. Ladies, I suggest a silent brainstorm. And there is a question, how to preserve your energy for your loved ones? How to feel less socially depleted? Okay. Can you please share your ideas? Take a sticky note and just type your ideas. I will set the timer for 3 minutes for us to have a silent brainstorm. Deal? 3 minutes, take a sticky note, just type them on the sticky note. If you cannot type on the sticky notes, just share your ideas in the chat in Zoom. Totally okay, no problem with that. 3 minutes, yeah? Let's go. To be able to type on a sticky note, you need to double click the sticky note and you will be able to type on it. Mhm. 1 minute. Mhm. Okay, cool. Wrap up. A lot of ideas. We should be proficient. Having so many ideas. We supposed to be able to deal with that. Okay, let me try and put your ideas in like similar categories, right? So I see a lot about hobbies. Take up a new hobby and make time for hobbies and quality rest. Find a hobby, activities. Right. Any other hobbies? 1 second. Prioritize fun. I think may also go in this category, right? What else? Do you notice anything else about hobbies, activities? Okay, 1 second. Just trying to check. All right, so hobbies. I'll try and challenge your idea. But hobbies also require energy. And sometimes you have to interact with people.
But
But-
they take your mind off your job.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
And this is something, by the way, which I was advised by a psychologist.
Okay. So have you found a hobby, Julia, that takes your
Oh,
mind off?
no. I used to have more than I do.
I
I
love
gave up. Yeah.
We know all the tips, but yeah, we
But,
don't
but
know.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, Alina, what do you want to add?
Yeah, I read somewhere that a teacher, like during a lesson, a teacher makes way more decisions than a brain surgeon or something like that. Just because we constantly have to, adapt to something, then think of the right word and facilitate and all this kind of stuff. So it's emotionally and cognitively challenging. So that's why I guess the best hobby is the one where you don't have to think. Someone else should think instead of you, and you just take a back seat, right, and enjoy the process. I think that's the way
Maybe
to.
some physical activity
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
switch
usually
your
it is.
focus.
Yeah, usually it is a physical activity because it's completely different. I would say it doesn't usually doesn't require any cognitive effort.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So surgeons, we are surgeons in a way. Yeah. Okay. Holiday. Any other things connected with rest? Rest, create solid morning routine. Okay, let it be like self-care. Yeah, this is the self-care category. Planning, practice daily planning, plan your teaching time. Yeah, a lot of planning here.
There's
At
about
home,
reducing workload. At
reducing
least two
workload.
stickers.
And
The
you
big
also have this
ones.
idea, yeah?
Yeah, mine and the other one with a lot of words. Yes.
Alina, Alina's the other one with a lot of words. Yeah, saying bye-bye to students who are energy suckers, right? Reducing the amount of contact hours, exactly. Priority. Okay. Find a niche. Stop being student pleaser. And this is my favorite.
Yeah.
Don't think about your job. I love it. How to reach this?
It's like
Yeah,
our
where's
Especially-
the boundary
mind.
between being a professional teacher, being a pleasant person to work with, and not becoming a student pleaser? Because I
Mhm.
think you have all felt yourself on the limit, yeah, on the boundary, on this line between becoming a pleaser and being professional and being, well, a pleasant teacher. Yeah, just whatever we mean by that.
Yes, exactly. But again, tantamount to, not to say torture, but really, really hard to establish these healthy boundaries. Yeah, that's the case. Okie doke. Now, can I ask, someone clicked on the board and it's now all gray. Can you please click somewhere? I think, yeah, thank you very much. Okay, cool. Ladies, we are going to read some tips and to find out whether your tips correspond with those you are going to read about. Here we go. And this is going to be an interactive read. Again, another activity I actually told you about, and probably you tried it with your students, I suppose. So what do? You read the text, but while reading, you have to react to the ideas that are expressed in the article, right? Here are some like reactions that you can put. The first one is this fire, and this would be for sounds reasonable. Yeah, that's okay. This idea sounds reasonable. This handshake is for I can relate. That resonates with me. These eyes are for I beg to disagree. I cannot fully agree with that. And thumb down for it wouldn't work for me personally. I have doubts about that. In my case, that wouldn't work. Now, ladies, the trick is that you are reading different parts of the text. So I have Tanya, Christina, and Marina reading this. You are, ladies, the pink team. All right. You are reading this part of the text about penciling breaks where you can and have a clear transition from work to home. You are reading your part. Now, Alina, Julia, and Evgenia, you read a different part. You read about beating yourself up, and remember, not all social interactions are created equal. Okay, can you please find your text? You have your own personalized piece of text that you can work with. Okay, I see you all. Yeah, you're all here. Okay, found your text. You can take these reactions and put them anywhere in the text while reading. You can also highlight ideas that resonate with you, or maybe that you beg to disagree with, because later on you will be discussing the ideas relying on your notes. So please do not forget to react while reading. Deal? Have you found your text? Okay, can you please show me something if you found it? Amazing. Yes, smile. Okay, thank you very much. Let's get started. I'll give you, I think it's a very short one. 3 minutes would be enough for you to read. Let's go. You have finished. You can scan the text one more time and maybe highlight some interesting expressions that you like in your part of the text. Okay. Okay. Ready? Finished? Thank you for your amazing interactions. I like when things are moving on the board. Okay, I will first, ladies, put you in a breakout room with people who read the same part of the text. Please discuss what clicked with you, what resonated with you, the ideas that you highlighted, okay, with people who read the same piece of text, okay? Two breakout rooms. So we have Tanya, one second. Sorry. Christina and Marina, right? Working together. And then Alina, Julia, and Evgenia working together. Just 4 minutes, ladies, for that. Real quick. Let's go. Evgenia, accept the invitation. You are invited. Oops, okay.
About knowing what you're going to do after work, because I think if you don't have anything planned, it's very easy just to, I don't know, to waste your time doing something like veg out, maybe scrolling social media, and it isn't really restorative. Yeah. Or just, I don't know, with me, if I don't have anything planned, I can just spend time, preparing for next lessons or something like that. And it's just a disaster with me.
Yeah, or
So-
you just start scrolling your phone, like some reels, because
Mhm.
yeah, you
Yes.
don't know what you should do right now. That's the problem. Actually, that's he's saying the same thing as I wrote on my sticker. Like I wrote like take some time, like half an hour or an hour every time after your work day, and in which in this period of time nobody should touch you or interact
Some
with you.
transition period. Mhm.
Yeah. Well, actually, I just came up with it on the go and I never tried it, but it can work supposedly. Oh, I am a psychologist, Dr. Zuckerman. Yeah. So, yay. But then when people I try to avoid, no, well, it is connected with the process. But there is another point for me. There is another side when I have to contact a person and sometimes I do not receive a reply or I do not get a reply on time or that is not the right way to answer this. So there can be some more things which are quite energy sucking. Yeah. Well, what would you say about the self-care and trying to put yourself first, prioritizing yourself? Do you remind yourself about that, or could you say that you are already a person who prioritizes oneself?
I think that I am far from achieving that. Yeah, I have to remind myself, but how to do that? I don't know.
Yeah, Julie, I've noticed that you put this mark, thumb down, when it comes to the sentence, prioritizing yourself
Yeah,
only
yeah.
makes you better. Why? Why don't you agree with that?
Because it doesn't work for me. I mean, so it doesn't work for me. So I mean that I don't know how to achieve that. I don't know the strategies. I don't mean that I don't have to prioritize, but so how to achieve that? Yeah. So yeah, that's why we all know the tips, but how? How to get how
We
to?
don't usually follow them.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, we can teach others about.
Okay. I love the highlight on the discussion that, yeah, we know the tips, we can teach others, but how to actually follow those tips? That's a good question. Okay, can you guess what's going to happen next?
jigsaw reading.
Yes, exactly. So now I'll put you with people who read a different text, and you share the tips that you've read about, and you also have some follow-up discussion questions if you have time left, maybe a minute. Okay, so while I'm putting you in the breakout room, can you please check the questions? They are on the right. You see follow-up discussion. Okay, cool. Check the questions, and I will briefly put you in the corresponding breakout rooms. One sec. Okay, let me double check it. So Alina and Marina, you read different texts. Julia and Christina, you read different texts. And Evgenia and Tatiana, you read different texts. Okay, amazing. Let's go.
On planning the day ahead, for example. And he's also suggesting that it's extremely important to have a balance of energy drainers, energy suckers, and energy givers. Yeah, and we need to think, about some things that can help us fill our cup, or the things that do like waste our energy, take our energy. And the second one was all about some clear transition from work to home, and he emphasizes that it's important to take some time after work to do something that brings you some energy, that helps you get back on track, so to speak. And it may be some self-care routine. It can be taking a shower, or just don't know, something that helps you unwind and recharge a little bit. And in this case, if you do it, if you
in your car in the driveway thinking, okay, I'm not going to kill anyone today, like completely burned out, that sounds pretty depressing to me. Like maybe he didn't mean it to sound like that, but the sitting in your car before going to your family sounds like, you either have to change your job or your family, man. Yeah, so
that's exactly what I caught myself thinking the same, to be honest, when I read it. I
yes.
was like, okay, that sounds like a very bad sign.
Yeah.
yes.
Like the story, right, about men usually, especially if their wife has an infant, right, and they just don't want to go back home, and they stay at work till, I don't know, like 10.
Sit in their car, like the
This
only
classic
place which
film
is theirs. Yes.
Worst. It's the worst.
Yes.
As you said, you need to either change either your family or your job. There is no other way. So
People whom you like. Yeah, so was. And I agree. So, but again, I don't know how to how to make it work.
Yeah. Yes.
How to make, because sometimes I even don't want to meet with the right people. I just want everyone to leave me alone. And
I can relate. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So we have these follow-up questions.
Do you beat yourself up because of not doing, for example, enough or nope, not enough, because yes, I know that you do, not having enough downtime?
Mm.
Yeah, I would ask you this question. Do you beat yourself up for not having enough downtime?
Well, I'm not sure how to answer that because probably yes. Like I can beat myself up for having downtime and for not having downtime as well, or for for kind of having a downtime which is really not that productive, and after which I feel even more drained. Yeah, because there are these activities we do.
It's not a negative point. Well, we have to plan. We have to plan, yeah, all these meetings and all the inquiries. And what would you say about this?
So we have to balance out, so to speak. Yeah, and yeah, I think so. I think that yeah, you are not you, but the author of the text is right about that. And personally, I also schedule some time for seeing some people who can be not who yeah, it's a little bit harsh, to say that, but yeah, sometimes you understand that some meetings are necessary for you, and some connections can be beneficial in the future. But in case if they take too much energy from me, and
Thank you, ladies, for such a thought-provoking discussion that I hope you had. Okay. What do you do at home? Please go check the notes. Okay, we have a long list of emergent language today. Okay, here it is. Check the notes at home and ask questions in our chat if there are any. If you have doubts about some of the phrases, okay, don't hesitate asking questions. That's the first. The second, read the text of another team. Okay, so if you read the pink text, then read the blue one and the other way around. That's the second. And the third one, the most important task for you ladies. I want you to create an ultimate guide. How do you, what to do if you are, what to do if your people-focused job completely drains your social battery. Okay, this is a guide not for like someone else, but for you yourself. You can use the tips that you've read about. You can use your own tips that you brainstormed before. So take a page over here and come up with some tips. Please try and use some of the phrases that are that we discussed today during the class. Okay. Here is a list of phrases. You also have our notes, and here are your pages, notebook pages. Deal? So you complete this task here on Mirror.
Is it like just a list, like enumerating some tips?
Feel free to choose the form. Yeah, I was thinking about like just bullet points, but you may choose the form. Maybe you will come up with an essay of how to
which
do.
one are we supposed to take? There are no
I will put your
digital avatars.
I will put your
so-
avatars next to the
Okay.
pages. Don't worry, but you can choose any. If you are planning to complete the task right after our lesson, you can choose any, Tatiana. It's no problem at all.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions? No suggestions?
Daria, I wanted to ask you,
Yeah, sure.
for how long will we have this access to our masterminds, I mean, recordings?
For forever.
Forever.
No, no
So the
restriction.
link is not going to expire.
No, it's not going to expire. You will
Okay,
have
cool.
Will be available, all the time.
Yes. For as long as you need it.
For eternity. Okay, nice.
Until you finally watch it. So, no problem. Yes. Yeah, you can watch it anytime. I'm not gonna restrict you. So that's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. Another home task, please share your plans for the weekend. What are you gonna do? How are you planning to unwind? Okay, please share in our chat. I will also share my plans, which I have a lot. Waiting for your stories, ladies, okay? Thank you.
Okay.
Enjoy your Friday and the
Thank you.
weekends, and I hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh,
Bye.
sorry, don't go. Can I take a photo, please? Sorry, I forgot last time. Sorry, excuse me. 1 second. Ready? Please smile. One more time. Thank you. Okay, now you can go.
Thanks.
Okay.
next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.